What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update, and we have really good news all across the board over the last 24 hours. We have a new vaccine that will be coming out soon with 90% effectiveness. Joe Biden and the Democrats are pushing for multiple stimulus checks. Yes, that's right. They're pushing for hazard pay. They're pushing for more money for Social Security, SSI, SSDI. We have a lot of information that I'm going to share with you guys, and it's all good news. But first, don't forget to give this video a like down below. It really helps out our channel. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos coming out. My wife and I do all the research for you every single day, so you don't have to, and you get to hang out with us for the time being. Also, I want to say there is very important information in here regarding stimulus checks, Social Security, SSDI, hazard pay, multiple stimulus checks. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss out on this information, because I don't want you to not know what is going on. Okay, first up, to briefly recap, if you haven't heard, Pfizer has announced that they have a new vaccine with a 90% efficiency rate, which is extremely good for vaccines, and that they're going to have it out within the next few weeks. If they can get emergency authorization from the FDA, they could actually start distributing it this year. They say they will have up to 50 million vaccines this year and up to 1 billion vaccines for the entire world in 2021. Also, Moderna, another pharmaceutical company, is also working on a very similar vaccine, a similar style vaccine. And they said that they could have an additional 20 million vaccines this year at the end of the year, and a billion vaccines also next year. So we could actually have two competing vaccines, but similar, which is good because if there's a problem with one or another, then we'll have another one to fall back on. Now, of course, a lot of people in the comments have said that this is exactly how horror stories start, and it sounds like another new episode of The Walking Dead. People go and take brand new vaccine, and by the way, you have to take 2 doses, one now and one 28 days later. And a lot of you guys are saying in the comments that this is the exact way The Walking Dead and other shows start. Take a vaccine now, 28 days later, you turn into a zombie. Let me know if that's your thoughts down below in the comments, because we've had a lot of comments saying that already. Just reading through the comments alone is worth the time. Trust me, it's a good time reading through them. And hey, if you believe it or not, let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. Okay, next up, we have new clarification from Joe Biden over the last 48 hours or so with their campaign and what they're pushing for. And they're actually pushing for multiple stimulus checks. This reiterates what Nancy Pelosi has said recently, that they want to get a stimulus check out now and then another one in January. In fact, Joe Biden said that he wants to continue getting stimulus checks out until this pandemic is over, until economic conditions improve. So Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi are pushing for multiple stimulus checks to get to you guys until this pandemic is over. It's honestly really amazing news. And remember, the Democrats could actually have what they're calling a blue wave. Right now, the Senate is 48 to 48. As you can see here on the screen, the current 2020 election for the Senate is dead tied at 48 Democrats and 48 Republicans. The Democrats have already won the U.S. House of Representatives, and unless President Donald Trump can overturn several different states and tens of thousands of votes in each state, Joe Biden will become the winner in January of 2021. I'm not saying it's not possible, but President Donald Trump has to overturn several different states for it to happen. So it is a long shot, but it is still a possibility. But if Joe Biden does take office in January, and the Democrats get the Senate, talk about that here in a second, they will have what's called a blue wave. Now, a blue wave, as opposed to a red wave, which would be for Republicans, a blue wave is basically they control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And that actually has a chance at actually happening because they already control the House. Joe Biden is leading significantly in a lot of states that President Donald Trump needs to overturn, like 5 different states, all of them to be declared the winner. There hasn't really been a winner declared yet, but if you look at the data, he's significantly behind in a lot of states. So, Joe Biden president, Democratic House, and a tied Senate right now. As you can see here, this tied Senate, if this gets to 50-50, 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans, the tiebreaker goes to the vice president, which would be Kamala Harris. Then the Democrats would be able to control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. From there, they can use a rule called a reconciliation rule, where they can pass with just a simple majority of 51 votes in the Senate and 50.1% in the House to pass a massive stimulus package. And Joe Biden has recently come out to say that in addition to those multiple stimulus checks that they want to pass all the way until the pandemic is over, so we could see 2, we could see 3, we could see varying amounts going forward. The longer this pandemic goes, remember this vaccine is going to take months and possibly even years to even get it all the way out, get it out to everybody, have everybody be immune, to have it work, to have us not turn into zombies, to fend off the zombies, and then, to have, Walking Dead season 10 of the zombies. All that stuff is going to take time. So Joe Biden and the Democrats want to provide multiple stimulus checks, and let me show you what else they want to provide. This is directly from joebiden.com. He says, the leaders of Congress together built the next deal, talking about the previous stimulus packages. This was a good start, but more must be done. Congress approved direct cash relief, $1,200 stimulus payments per person to help working families through the crisis. He says working families here, but we know it was pretty much for everybody. But it was a one-off, and Congress didn't include direct student loan forgiveness or Social Security boost for seniors or cost-free treatment for the virus, full paid sick leave for workers, or student fiscal relief. Joe Biden would. He would provide additional checks with an S to families should conditions require. Now, what they mean by conditions require is exactly what I said, is that if the pandemic continues and if we see still, basically we have not come out of this recession and out of this pandemic, and the longer it goes on, the more fiscal relief we would need. And this is just reiterates exactly what the Fed, the Federal Reserve of the United States, has been saying for months, is that we need stimulus now just to help come out of the recession. The Fed has been basically begging for more stimulus, and honestly, we've had 4 stimulus packages passed, but we would have had the 5th one with the additional checks and the unemployment money, the student loan forgiveness. All those good things were in that bill, but of course, the political agendas before the election didn't get it passed. So now that the election is over, barring lawsuits and the challenges and stuff, basically the voting is over. Now they can get down to what everybody wants, both the Democrats and the Republicans, is more stimulus. In addition, Joe Biden wants to forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person of federal student loans, as proposed by Senator Warren and colleagues. Joe Biden is backing this plan of a minimum of $10,000 student loan forgiveness. He says young people and other student debt holders bore the brunt of the last crisis, and it shouldn't happen again. Now, $10,000 of student loan forgiveness, if we go back just a few years, was a fairy tale. It was never going to happen. It wasn't even a possibility. And over the last 6 to 9 months since this pandemic has happened, we've started to see more and more and more support for this, and it's actually becoming a real reality. If that HEROES Act 2.0 would have passed Nancy Pelosi's bill, that was in the bill, $10,000 of student loan forgiveness, okay? They could have passed that bill. Nancy Pelosi, didn't want the check to go out with President Donald Trump's name on it. And the Republicans didn't really want to agree to her bill. If either side would have gave in there, this $10,000 of student loan forgiveness would have been an actual reality that would have helped you or anybody you know that has student loans. Next up, another really great thing for a lot of people in America is increase monthly Social Security checks by an additional $200 per month on top of what your Social Security already is, as proposed by Senator Wyden and colleagues. He says seniors and people with disabilities are uniquely at risk right now. Now, for anybody on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, disability, veterans, if you're receiving a check like that from the government, an additional $200 per month would help you out a lot. I know I've gotten so many comments from you guys that you are struggling during this pandemic. Maybe your grandparents are, your mother and father are, you are, your disabled family members are, and a lot of you guys really don't get a lot of money. You What you guys say is bare bones from the government. So an additional $200 per month or $2,400 per year, I know would be very welcome. That's the equivalent of two $1,200 stimulus checks per year. And this would give you just a little bit of breathing room. And honestly, it's really good news. I mean, there's really just good news across the board at this point coming for what we're hearing. Next up is provide emergency paid sick leave to everyone who needs it, with no one left out. This should include workers in all industries, all sectors, regardless of company size, and include gig workers, domestic workers, contractors, and the self-employed. Also, they want to ensure that no one has to pay a dollar out of pocket for virus testing, treatment, or an eventual vaccine. Now, this reiterates what Pfizer said on their announcement today of their vaccine, their zombie vaccine, their vaccine that they say is 90% effective. Honestly, I'm kind of pro vaccine. I know I like to joke around a lot, but if you want to know my stance, we do get flu shots, okay? Because we just do. We just kind of, I guess, believe in them. Is that a thing? We believe in flu shots. So, and our son Julian got his first round of vaccinations, whatever they are that they give 2-year-olds. I would get the vaccine, but I wouldn't be the first person in line. So I wouldn't be, and again, this is just my opinion. Let me know yours down below. I know a lot of people are totally scared of it, but I kind of look at it as a flu shot, and I'm a little more scared of catching the virus. We want to travel and be able to go to parks with our son, and we do, but it would give us a little bit of sense of safety, maybe. So again, we probably would take it, but we wouldn't be the first one in line. So if that zombie apocalypse does come, it'll hit the first wave of people, and then we'll be able to see the zombies and be like, oh well, those guys in our comments, they were right. They said don't take it right away, and wait for the zombies to see what happens. So I love you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. I love reading through your comments. I mean, we get thousands of them every day. I try to read through a lot of them. You guys are just an absolutely amazing family that we have here. Thank you guys so much. I just love you guys. All right, next up. All right, provide all necessary fiscal relief to states so their workers and communities can get the help they need, especially those on the front lines like New York, aka state and city funding. The bottom line is that Congress will have to keep acting. This is not the last bill. There will be more. And Joe Biden will do whatever it takes, spend whatever it takes, move heaven and earth to help all people harmed by this crisis. Also, I want to say in another related announcement recently, Joe Biden has said that he is for hazard pay and wants hazard pay. And he said that he's approves and backs the Heroes Fund. Now, the Heroes Fund it's a couple months old because it didn't get passed, and Joe Biden is backing this bill. So some of this stuff would have to be changed because it says basically hazard pay until December 31st. Well, we know that they would have to change dates and stuff like that. But it says a $25,000 pandemic premium pay increase. That's the maximum you could get for essential frontline workers, equivalent to a raise of an additional $13 per hour from the start of the public health emergency until December 2020. We know that this date will have to get pushed up, into 2021. And also up to a $15,000 recruitment incentive for health and home care workers and first responders to attract and secure the workforce needed to fight the public health crisis. As you can see here, some of the details are: use a flat dollar amount per hour premium model to ensure it's clear and simple, and particularly lifts up those hazard pay essential workers making lower wages. It would give essential frontline workers $13 an hour premium pay on top of regular wages for all hours worked in essential industries through 2020. Probably this would be retroactive also when they change the wording of this for the new bill. It would cap at a total maximum pay of $25,000 for each frontline worker earning less than $200,000 per year, and $5,000 for each essential worker earning more than $200,000 per year, aka doctors. I know that this is just absolutely amazing news for you, a lot of you guys. We haven't had a lot of news on hazard pay, and it's saddened me because I really feel a lot of these essential workers that have kept our economy going during the first shutdown and through the pandemic afterwards, and dare I say, we're starting to see parts of New York, New Jersey, Texas, and some other areas already do a second shutdown because of 100,000 plus virus cases right now per day. And again, the vaccine's not going to happen right now. It's going to take months to get out and all that stuff. And that's if there's no problems at all. So all this stuff is really needed. And hazard pay is a very grateful thing. I am here to say that this is back on the table. So I will keep you guys updated as soon as more information comes out about this Social Security increase, this hazard pay, these multiple stimulus checks. Make sure you're subscribed and you click the bell icon with notifications on all so you don't miss out on new details and new videos regarding all this stuff and what you might have to do to claim some of this hazard pay or some of these stimulus checks. And I will walk you guys through all the details when new information comes out. I will keep you updated as soon as it comes out. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video and share this video. Click the share button down below and share this video so that your friends and families will know exactly when this is coming out also. Thanks, guys. You are amazing. You can click on this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check videos next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income by selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.